Hello, everyone. Today, you have the pleasure of joining me in a conversation with Corey Dion Lewis, who is the founder of the Healthy Project, a public health storyteller and documentary director. Named to the Business Record 40 Under 40, Corey is also Iowa's Public Health and Association Health Equity Advocate of the Year and leads an organization to recognized as the NAACP 2024 Organization of the Year. He hosts the Healthy Project podcast and Coffee Can't Fix Everything, where he brings culture, creativity, and community to conversations about health and equity. This episode is a special treat. I do want to make a note that today's episode is completely separate from my work that I do with Change Course. Wow. My work with Change Course is essentially tied to some conversations. It is my own health, my own passion project, and I do want to make that distinction. All right, guys, now let's get into this episode with Corey. Welcome back to another episode of the Minds with Hakeem podcast. My name is Juwan Hakeem, your host. I'm joined today by my brother, Corey. How we doing, brother?
Hey, brother. I'm good, man. It's nice to be here.
Man, good to see you. And I'm excited about this conversation. I'm excited about all the things you got going on. And before we get into the big ordeal that's coming up in September, I want to kind of get a little bit background on you, and then we'll jump into your other two podcasts. Yes, I am excited because I get to interview another podcast host today.
My podcast cousin.
Yeah, cousins. So, so some of y'all probably familiar with his work through our podcast Cousins episode, or just this guy been in the Des Moines crushing it in the podcast scene for a while now. So I'm excited to have him here today. But Corey, first and foremost, man, where you from? Let us know.
Yeah, man.
Let us know a little bit about you, brother.
Yeah, so first of all, I appreciate it, man. I'm originally from Silvis, Illinois. So that's in the Quad City area. So if you don't know Silvis, East Moline. You know, I always got to say, I tell people, say, I'm from Silvis. Yeah. They think it's from suburb of Chicago. I'm like, no, I'm from East Moline. Man, oh, okay. So, yeah, from Silvis, Illinois, born and raised, man. I been there my whole life until I went to college 2002. 2002. And I've been in Iowa ever since, man. Yeah.
What school you go to, brother?
Yeah, so I went to, I was at Iowa Central.
Oh.
Yeah.
What'd you do there?
So I went to Iowa Central to hoop.
Okay.
Right, I went to the hoop and I ended up doing track. I did basketball and track in high school.
Oh, you did both?
Yep.
But did you do both in college, or you just track
in college?
Okay, got it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So it's funny because I went to Kirkwood for basketball. I went to Kirkwood very first.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And then my boy was like, "Hey man, I'm going to Iowa Central next year. You should come with me." And I'm like, "Bet."
Come out. You're like, I'm out.
Yeah. And then I went to Iowa Central, did track, and then I was like, you know what? This basketball, it's time for me to focus on school. Yeah. So then I took a year off, worked for a little bit, and then transferred to University of Iowa, where I got my degree.
Hey, Hawk State. Are you into the beef between Iowa State and Iowa, or are you just
kinda like I do it because it's fun? You know what I'm saying? Like yeah. I got my homie that was like, hey, you should go to Iowa Central with me. Yeah. He went to Iowa State. Okay. He played football for Iowa State. So it's kind of a fun but you know, I didn't grow up in it, so it's not like it wasn't that deep for me.
Yeah, not same, bro. So obviously I went to Grandview, smaller school. Shout out my Vikings. I represent loud and proud, but it's like I'm from Texas, so I don't care. But actually, that's slightly not true as of now. Like I was telling you before we shot this, my one of my best friends, his nephew, Xavier Robertson, was a receiver at Valley, number one receiver in the state. He's now at Iowa State. So as long as he at Iowa State, I'm going for Iowa State. But as soon as he's done, I don't care. You have way more skin in the game because you went to Iowa.
I went to Iowa.
That's respectable.
So we rock Iowa heavy in my household.
Yeah. What'd you study at Iowa?
So I actually got my degree in health coaching. So I was probably one of the very few people on my official transcript to have the degree as health coaching. So at the time, when I first got there, I wanted to be a clinical therapist. I wanted to go into child therapy.
Okay.
So I was just a psychology major, and then I became a research assistant because everybody was like, "Hey, if you want to, boost up your resume for graduate school, becoming a research assistant helps." So I became
to be boring.
And that's why I'm a health coach. Look, my boy. Look, I
bro. Before you go off, like, because I want to hear this. I was thinking about going back to school probably like 2 years ago. I was just in a career, but I was like, I need a little change, and I wanted to go back and do like research work and like do deep studies. And my wife was like, "You're not wired that way, brother. Like, that's not gonna work for you." But go ahead. Yeah, that had to be boring.
Look, and in hindsight, it's supposed to be boring because you're just an undergrad. 100%. Like
you putting in that hard work.
You're not doing the real research. They have graduate students and they're doing that. Mm-hmm. But during that time, I'm like, I'm not. This is crazy. And then my professor, who I became really good friends with, I was kind of telling him like, yo, I'm not feeling this. He introduced me to health coaching.
Oh, dope.
So he's like, have you thought about health coaching? He's like, hey, you can, a mixture of therapy and nutrition. And at the time, in college, I was really into, going to playing. I was hooping. I was going to the gym. I was really really into my physical fitness. So it made sense and made that change. So I say I'm probably the last class, because at the time, health coaching didn't have a department. Oh. So you had to pick a track. So it was interdepartmental studies. So you had to either pick an athletic training track or a health coaching track. And then you pick health coaching, and you take classes in this department, and you take a motivational interviewing class in this department, and social work. So I was all over the campus. Yeah. But now it's the human health and physiology department.
Oh, so it's all incorporated together now?
Yeah, they have a department now for it. And at the time, so like on my transcript, it says health coaching. Yeah.
That's beautiful. Mm-hmm. Beautiful. So throughout your college career, track at Iowa Central, and then a little stint at Kirkwood, pivoting majors basically at Iowa, all of that pivoting, what you think was your biggest lesson you learned through that course? I know you probably learned a lot.
Man, so much. One of the biggest things that I learned through all of that was, one, what it means to have patience and to make better decisions. What I mean by that is, a lot of the decisions that I made, though, they worked out for me. I met my wife at Iowa Central.
Beautiful.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
that's beautiful.
The path that I took got me to where I'm at now.
Love
so
it.
I'm eternally grateful for it.
100%.
But I'm not going to act like every decision I made was a calculated. I sat down and thought about it. They was all emotional.
Some of them I just jumped off the porch.
Yo, I didn't even think twice about it. Go where? Bet.
Somebody gonna catch me.
Jump. And some of that is good. Like, right, some of that you gotta be able to walk
by faith.
You gotta be able to walk by faith and take good decisions and make decisions. Yeah. But I recognize, man, I'm making very emotional decisions. And sometimes that can be an issue.
100%.
You know what I'm saying? So what I learned from that is, now as, I'm a lot older, I can look back at my past and find those lessons. Yeah. And now I have the opportunity to give those lessons to my children and to other young people that that I'm blessed to mentor at times. It's like, okay, sometimes you need to take a step back and evaluate your emotions. So now I may still want to, I want to make an emotional decision.
Yeah.
Right? Something happened I don't like, I'm trying to get out. I'm quitting. It's like, wait a minute, I got 2 kids, I got house payment, let me chill out.
Gotta keep putting food on the table, Dad. You have to.
So now it's almost like a step-by-step process. I feel the emotion, I take a step back. That's why mentorship is so important. Yes. So I know I need to talk to somebody about this. Let me talk to my mentor or someone that I consider a mentor, whether it be my uncle who's been my mentor my whole life, whether it's a work mentor, someone who can talk to me from a professional perspective and be like, okay, this is how I should approach this. Let me tell you a quick story. This was probably like a year ago. I was going through it at work, and I was butting heads with my supervisor, and just really annoyed. Like, man, and I'm like, I'm out. This is I'm out. I'm not dealing with this BS. I'm not dealing with this. I take a walk with a mentor of mine, and thinking she's going to agree with me.
Yeah.
I'm like, you know what she did?
Yeah.
This, that, and the third.
Yeah.
And she's like, okay, but she helped me explain her position. Like, this is, she's upset with you because of ABC. You need to be thinking about this, that, and third. And I'm like, oh, okay. Yeah. And now once I implemented some of the things she told me to do, haven't had a problem since.
Man, bro, like that story alone, and just like the aspect of mentor, like that's biblical. It's like speak like you need wise counsel. Like I think the moment, no matter what age we are, when we think we got it all figured out and we know everything, that's the first moment we went wrong. It's like for that mentor of yours at that point, at that time, to speak the truth in love to you, push you that much farther. It's like it opened your eyes to a whole different perspective that you wasn't even aware of. That's why you seek wise counsel.
That's why you seek wise counsel.
That's dope.
And you have to be able to listen too.
Oh yes.
Right?
Oh yes.
Because like if I didn't understand, there's an understanding as a mentee that like, okay, this person isn't just saying this to me just because they're saying this because they love me, they want me to succeed. Yes. So I have to take what they're saying.
Yes.
Because if you're not in that mindset too, it's a relationship.
Oh yeah.
So if I wasn't able to take that in and be like, man, she don't know what she's talking about, and then quit my job, I wouldn't be on this podcast with you. I'd be in somebody else's basement sleeping,
trying to figure it out. But that's the truth.
It's the truth. So like, I love to tell people all the time is one, it's very important to have multiple mentors because
100%.
To take it back to that story, I probably couldn't have went to my uncle with this situation. I could have. He would have gave me something out of love because he's known me since I was a baby.
For sure.
He knows how to talk to me.
Yeah.
But it's different when you talk to somebody they've had managed people before. They understand the space and they can give you a different perspective.
Yep.
So that's why I always tell people, hey man, you need multiple mentors, not just one. It's super important.
And you got to let people be a star in their role. It's like, it's like, even when you say like with the multiple mentor aspect, I'm thinking like, I just started training jiu-jitsu. It's nothing my basketball coach from college can teach me to get me better about jiu-jitsu.
No.
So I'm not bringing that conversation to him. So it's like, hey, she is more fit for this situation that I'm struggling with. So let me vent to her and let her speak the truth in love. And probably definitely would have gave you some counsel. Would have been the best counsel. Probably not for that particular situation.
Particular moment, correct.
So I think that's important for people to understand, no matter your age, but also is these are people you respect, who you trust, who you support, who support you, and you support them. We're not just getting advice from anybody, bro. Like, you gotta have that level of discernment. It's like, oh, don't go out and try to seek a mentor of somebody that's 2 years older than you who ain't done nothing. We actually talking to people talking about individuals who've done stuff.
Yes, been vetted. Not everybody's OG. You know what I'm saying? That's my OG.
That's true. That's true.
Not everybody can have that role. So it's super important to understand, when you're getting into that relationship, why it's important of who you're picking and why. And,
no, for real.
And being choosy about that.
No, for real. All right, we covered college. Kind of, let's get into the transition phase of kind of what you're doing now. So, what line of work are you doing right now?
Man. So
where's you spending your time?
Man, I'm in health. I'm in the healthcare world. After college, I knew I've always had a helping spirit. I've always been a helping professional.
Yeah.
So, social work is kind of where my heart is at. So after college, going, working in the nonprofit area, working with kids at first, and then officially getting my first health coaching job a couple years later in corporate wellness as a telephonic health coach.
Oh, wow. What's telephonic health coach? Because I don't know.
Just talking to people about their health over the phone. Like,
that's such a fancy name for something that's important but simple.
so simple.
Okay,
and it was cool, You know what I'm saying? It was cool to say, "Oh, I'm using my degree," right?
But most people don't.
Yeah, but at the same time, it's like you want that connection. Like I'm talking to somebody over. I don't know what they're doing.
Nope.
You know what I'm saying? I can't look at their face and be like, "You telling me the truth?"
You can't read emotions, none of that.
Yeah, I can't. Yeah,
no physical like personal contact.
Yeah, so it was cool. I saw some success with some of the individuals that I served there. Yeah. But when I got the opportunity to work at, work in a clinical space, doing health coaching, that was a game changer because when I first started, they were like, "Hey, we don't know what a health coach does, but you do." So I'm like, bet. So they really just allowed me to figure out, okay, what this role can really look like.
Wow. So
I was able to create programs and kind of mold what the position looks like.
Yeah. Which is hard work.
Yeah, which is hard work. And it was cool. It was really, really cool. It was fun. I was able to create a pediatric weight management program called the Superhero Academy where we just talked about exercise. Kids were able to pick out their superhero name and we made these comic books for them. It was really, really cool. We didn't talk about weight loss or nothing.
Was it catered to children only? Or?
Yeah, it was catered to kids.
Okay, that's
so
dope.
It was something where we talked about, we talked about the traffic light system. So red light foods, yellow light foods, and green light foods. Yeah. So it's like you need green light foods to be a stronger superhero. Stuff like that.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it was fun.
What an interesting perspective because it's like, and you said y'all didn't really mention like weight, but in reality, you know this and others know this, weight problems for our youth in America right now it's honestly in shambles. I don't want to throw out a random statistic because it's bad. It's very, very bad. And you got kids on different things like Ozempic and stuff like that. Now, and the fact that you was a part of initiative to design stuff that didn't really necessarily call it, hey, this is weight loss, but focus on the pros and cons of food is medicine and making it fun for the kids. And that's really cool because we need more of that.
And it was purposeful. So there are a few things. One, you don't want, I don't want some little girl or some little boy in my office to develop issue around food because I'm telling them, hey, you're too heavy. Or this, that, and the third, right? And a lot of kids, the beauty of it is once they start to think of foods as, oh, this is helping me have more fun, or or focusing on the physical activity of it, whether it be, and when I say physical activity, we're talking about playing tag, getting. Sure. I am a proponent for all kids to be in sports.
Come on, man.
Rec leagues need to be full.
Come on.
And we're not looking for the next LeBron James or the next, Randy Moss. You just need to be out there being physically active. So a lot of my time was encouraging parents to get their kids into soccer, get them into basketball, to get them moving and not just sitting at home. Right? Because the more active we are, the more we're trading in the chips for, grapes or bananas or different fruits. You're going to see some progress. So we didn't really have to worry about their weight.
Yeah, man. That phone-based childhood that these kids are coming up in now is really, really scary. Like in The Anxious Generation, a book I just reviewed on the podcast, is talking about a playground-based childhood or a play, like tag and recess. It's like we're not asking kids to go out and deadlift 250 pounds. No.
Right.
We're asking you to play freeze tag in the front yard. Like it could be so simple. Movement is important. Any just form of movement. Yep. And you getting that physical and personal interaction in real life instead of through a screen on your phone. It's just a lot different, for your health.
And I think you probably shared something today that I shared with my son right before I came here about the short form videos being more addictive or more damaging to the brain than I think it was drinking or alcohol.
Man.
I think it was.
Yep, alcohol. Yeah.
Like, look, I saw that. I said, hey, put your phone down, son.
Yeah.
Look at this. He was like, oh, dang.
Man, it's insane. It's like I'm speaking mostly to all people, but like in the minority community or in the black community where my family is, it's an education problem, man. Yeah. It's like trying to explain to your family, your loved ones that cocomelon is not good for your child. and they're just like, what do you mean?
Because when you say it, like when you say Coco Melon's not good for kids. Your first, like, wait, what?
What? Like, what do you mean?
But you gotta go beyond the surface.
You gotta go beyond the colors and the thing, baby. No, you gotta go beyond that. You gotta go beyond. And yes, stop watching Coco Melon. I don't want Coco Melon to make any more money off anybody because what it does to the child brain, their brain is still in development, especially men who develop. We develop all the way into 2025, but and girls too. It's like it has a huge effect on your brain. You processing these little short form things. So now it's squirrel. I can't sit here for a 10-minute conversation because I'm thinking about this, that, and the third. It's not good.
Yeah,
it's just not good.
It's not good. It got to a point. Granted, my kids are a lot older, so they didn't grow up on Coco Melon or anything like that. But
that's great. I have a 2-year-old. Brother, help me.
Y'all deep in the trenches. So
all the way.
Y'all in the trenches. But there would be times where me and my wife, we would go on. You had the smart TV. We'd go on the YouTube on our TV and type in Mr. Rogers or Bob Ross. To this day, I think that's why my daughter loves art, because she watched
it's beautiful
Bob Ross. Would watch Bob Ross, and we would talk about paintings.
Yeah, exactly.
Forever.
And that's the thing when you tell people Coco Melon or short form reels and stuff is bad for them, they think technology is wrong. No, it's a tool.
It's a tool.
It's a tool. YouTube, Bob Ross is healthy. I think my wife grew up on that. Like we let our son, one of his favorite shows is Little Bear. It's a show from the 90s, and it's not as colorful and poppy, and it's long form content. Episodes are 28 minutes. That's unheard of now today. Like getting a kid to sit still for 28 minutes, it's unheard of.
I couldn't do it.
And you still got to monitor that time frame, but it's like, man, he's like, hey, put your phone down, bro. Like, that's hilarious. No, every chance I get to educate and share stuff like that, because I'm screaming it to the top of my lungs, to my family, to my friends, to my community, and people they listen to others before they listen to you. One of my best friends saw a lady on Instagram ask ChatGPT how should the world end or something like that. Then it was like, I want to keep them distracted and on their phone. I've been preaching this to this brother for 8 years. And he's like, he called me, man, what you said? I was like, oh, now you don't think I'm crazy because you heard a white lady tell you.
Right.
I call a spade a spade.
Yeah. But then it also adds to another conversation we need to be having too, is we got to ask why, right? As a podcaster or someone does content like this, you're always asking questions, asking why. We're always asking why. So why is this type of content so important or so popular? Well, let's go beyond the surface. People, look, when you start getting kids in sports and stuff like that, or we're as adults where a lot of families, both parents work. Your life is just that much busier.
100%.
So what's easier to do? Try to entertain your kids in a different way where it's more work, or just hand them that iPad, right? And so how do we fix that? How do we slow down society?
Man.
You know what I'm saying? Like
that's a heavy question. But hey, that's a heavy thing you just brought to the surface. But it's like, you're right. How? How do we do it? And it's like, me and my wife, we're both big readers. So like, every day we're reading, both of us. And it's so much easier for us to pop an iPad in front of our son's face while we read. But no. Let that boy run in the room with the TV off and kick stuff around. Boys like to tear stuff down. Let's create wonder. Let's create boredom.
Man, let's create boredom. Look, times I have to tell my son, like, Dad, I'm bored. Can we go out? I'm like, hey, man, you're going to have to figure it out.
Figure it out, G.
Look, I became the back in my day brother. Back in my day, I had to figure it out.
That's how you know you uncle now.
Look, I'm like, hey, back in my day, I had to go out in the back and get and create stuff to do.
Come on.
Create something to do.
I had to beg my mama to give me a basketball hoop. Man. And when I got a hoop outside, if I got bored, I'm going to put up shots.
Man. Create something to do.
You got to.
You know what I'm saying? So it's important. It's important.
We got derailed. Let's get back on it. Let's get back, because I can go down that rabbit hole all right, so talking about the Healthy Project podcast.
Yes.
Well, first of all, give us the rundown on what the Healthy Project is, kind of what's your vision and goals for the podcast as well. We want the full backdrop on it all.
Yeah. So I'll start. I'll give you the cliff notes because it's kind of a long, fun story. But I started the Healthy Project. The Healthy Project started as Smart Talk Health Podcast. This was back in 2020.
Smart Talk Health Project.
Not even project, just Smart Talk Health.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. So as a health coach, we use SMART goals, specific, measurable, attainable. So we talked about, the podcast focused on talking to other health coaches. So I talked to a health coach in primary care. I talked to a sugar addiction health coach. The focus was health coaching.
Yep.
It was low key. It was kind of starting to pick up. It was kind of bubbling. And then 2020 started doing what 2020 did around with COVID, and then the assassination of our good brother in Minneapolis.
And I thought a civil war was going to happen. I'll just be straight up honest. But
and then the light on health equity had to shine. Everybody was talking about health equity.
Well, even to that point, everybody's talking about health equity. The people who were mostly unhealthy was dying from COVID. The people who was healthy was fighting it off and living. Now, some healthy people did die. Don't get me wrong, but it was a hot topic.
It was a hot topic, and there was not a whole lot of. There was a lot going on around all of that.
For sure.
During that time, though, we just kind of back up a little bit. I had moved my mom to live with me so she can take care of her health.
Yeah.
She was dang near about to die.
Dang. So this 2019.
June 3rd, 2019 is when she moved in to live with me and my family. So she was with us during that time. From the time she got there, we got her set up with her providers. From that time, over months, we found out that she was about to go blind.
Wow.
So she had to get shots in the back of her eyes for 8 weeks just to get the swelling down. We found out she was only 13%. She only had 13% kidney function. And we found out she had breast cancer. All within months. Yes. Yeah.
Gosh, that's hard, bro.
Yeah. But at the time, it felt like it was back to back punches in the face.
I couldn't even imagine.
But it was like she go see her provider. Her provider would give her a referral for a mammogram. She hadn't had one since 2007.
Yeah.
Get the referral, do the mammogram. Hey, we found something in your breast. Boom. Then she have another appointment with her ophthalmologist. She wasn't getting diabetic eye exams back home. Swelling in the back of the eyes. Got to get the swelling. Boom. So then that happened. Then she saw a nephro. So it was like every time she saw somebody, it was something.
It was bad news.
It was bad news bears. God. So while all that's going on, now mind you, all this is going on with my mom, and I'm sitting with somebody across from you, virtually though, virtually of course, talking about, so what's good and bad about the ketogenic diet? I don't care nothing about the ketogenic. I don't care nothing about it. Right? The world's crumbling around us.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, my mom is in the worst health that I've ever recognized. And I'm sitting here talking to you about keto.
He's like, I'm checked out.
I'm checked out. And then, so, like, I just needed to make a change. I was like, you know what? I needed to make a change. One, because my heart wasn't in it. And two, like
that's a big one, though.
Yeah, and two, people were very confused about my podcast. When I would tell them I had a podcast called Smart Talk, everybody thought it was a finance or business podcast.
Of course.
So I was over-explaining.
Yeah.
Like, no, so in health coaching, we use SMART goals and this, that, and the third.
Yeah.
So I was kind of over-explaining.
What you were doing.
Yeah. So I'm like, okay. So I'm just going to make a name change and change completely. So I changed the name after a couple of weeks of like figure out what the good name would be. Came up with the Healthy Project.
I love it.
Because, one, everybody is working towards something. You need a plan.
Yeah.
So it kind of went with Smart Talk, with the goals, right? So, and I wanted to be more of a community organizer and leader at the same time, because we were seeing these things in the community.
Absolutely.
And there was not a lot of education.
Yeah.
And I felt like I could do that through podcasting.
Yeah.
You know, in 2019, 2020, like everybody was coming out with a podcast, because that was the only way you could really communicate with somebody.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean, that period changed podcast trajectory dramatically, because like people don't even believe in, I still don't believe in local news and all the. First of all, local news is depressing. Second of all, these big newscasters, whether you're Democrat or Republican, they're all just hot button topics to glorify their partisan and demolish the other one. So it's like people stop listening to that. So the only way to get true and authentic long form content out was podcast. It took off.
Yeah.
It took off.
Yep. So around that time, I made that change. I wanted to talk more about, yes, you know, I'm a prevention guy by profession and by like this is who I am.
Yep.
But I wanted to talk about the social drivers of health. I wanted to talk about racism in healthcare and how that affects, you know, our community. I wanted to talk about these things, not only because they were important conversations, but honestly because my mom should have got better treatment, and she didn't. So that was my why.
Yeah, and the fortunate behind your mom's situation is there's a big majority of people in this country who would say, "Oh, that's not true. Oh, that doesn't." That really boils my blood, no matter what side of the street you're on, because it's honestly you're ignorant, honestly, and to see people of color not get the fair amount of treatment or the right amount of treatment or care, or access to care is insane.
It's insane.
Especially like I've been listening to the Huberman Lab podcast a lot too.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
He's legit, but his guests are really legit. And then you hear some of these CEOs of hospitals come on and say, "Oh yeah, there is code words to get better level of care," or if your loved ones are donors, you get this level of care and treatment. And to be honest, bro, that's just BS.
It's wild.
It's just BS.
It's wild to think. And, you know, that was that catapulted the Healthy Project.
Yeah.
You know, but at the same time, you know, not only now I'm having these conversations, I'm already doing that work in the community because of what I do for a living, being the clinical health coach at a safety net hospital here in Des Moines. Mm-hmm. It felt natural. It didn't feel like I was forcing anything. And then, so the Healthy Project podcast, you know, we saw a lot of success around that time in 2021. 2021, the Healthy Project podcast was top 200 in U.S. medicine category, 182, with no paid advertising, no just putting out consistent, important content at the time. And that's when the idea of the Healthy Project being more than just a podcast, right? Still have the Healthy Project podcast, but what does having a blog look like, or a newsletter? What does it look like to do more video content? And those are things that from an entrepreneurial business side, I'm trying to do more of that. So that's why I have the multiple podcasts now.
I love that.
And this aspect of media, doing the podcast with audio and video, is just kind of where I lay my hat, man.
So a couple follow-up questions about that, because I'm loving what you're doing out, even content related side, but also out in the community. Who's a good guest for the Healthy Project? Like podcast? Who are people you want to mostly speak to? Because being a podcaster, we run into a lot of situations where people just want to hear themselves talk, and I'm like, you actually don't fit the mold of this podcast.
Yeah, and I get those emails a lot, where it's like, I listened to this episode, so I think this guest would really be beneficial. And it's like, that guest would not be beneficial.
That don't work. That don't work.
You know what I'm saying? So the Healthy Project is solely focused on, you know, I talk to people within public health and healthcare, and community leaders. So
that's respect.
But from a public health perspective, so like, you can be a community leader in a community leader that focuses on mentorship may not be the right guest for the Healthy Project. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, that's fair.
But if you are a community leader that supports food banks or does community fridges, that is somebody I want to talk to, because I want to have that conversation around community fridges and how they help with food insecurity.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Which is legit for every community, but especially our community in Des Moines.
Absolutely. So the Healthy Project, from a guest perspective, is, I need that public health professional, that healthcare professional, those people who work within the community really deeply, talking about food insecurity or housing insecurity or things like that. That's the audience that I interview, because that's what my audience wants to listen to. And then, I break out into the other podcasts where I could have different types of guests.
And before we get into that other podcast, hold up, you have one other one or two other ones?
So I technically have 3 podcasts.
Okay.
Yeah, 3. So I have the Healthy Project, which is the anchor. That's my baby.
That's the hub.
That's the hub. And then I have the Coffee Can't Fix Everything. That's my mental health podcast. That's more so I talk to anybody. Yeah. We just talking about that conversation. Yeah. And then we have the My City Talks podcast. But we only do that podcast during for promotion for the My City, My Health conference.
I love it. Okay. Love it. So sticking with the theme of the Healthy Project and my follow-up question, let's talk about September 13th. Let's break down this. This is a beautiful event. So I'll let you open it up. I already gave the date, but open it up, talk about the whole event, and I'll have some follow-up questions.
Yeah, so Save the Homies is our initiative to raise awareness around prostate cancer in Iowa.
Love that. Save the Homies is an awesome name, by the way. I don't know if anybody ever told you that name is so dope for it just resonates with our community so well.
So, in Iowa, prostate cancer is the second leading cause of cancer, right behind breast cancer. So, cancer in general in Iowa is out here crazy. But the reason why I'm focused on prostate cancer, yes, it is a major cancer in Iowa, but black men are 1.7 times more likely to die from prostate cancer than our white counterpart.
Wait. 1.7
times more likely to die.
Okay.
And prostate cancer is very preventable if we get it quickly, right? Yeah. But the issue is there is this stigma around prostate cancer.
Yep.
On how if I say, hey, have you had your prostate cancer exam?
Man, my business. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You get met with that natural rejection.
You
Absolutely.
get met with natural rejection, or something I hear a lot at work. Oh, I feel fine. I don't need to.
That's not what we asked you.
That's not what we asked you, bro. And people don't know that first step is super easy. It's just a blood test, right? It's just a blood test.
See, I didn't know that.
Yes.
So at the Save the Homies event, it's going to be a blood draw.
No, so this is what's so cool. Save the Homies, the event, so the Save the Homie Day. Yeah. One, it's just a day for men to get together in community.
Love it.
That's one. That's the big thing. The other thing is...
That's powerful.
Yeah, Johnson & Johnson will be there with QR codes. So if you're there, and if you're a man of eligible age, so for black men it's 40 or older. Okay. And if you haven't had a PSA, which is called a PSA kit. Yeah. If you haven't had a PSA test within the last 2 years, I think, you're eligible to take this QR code, scan it. You'll get a PSA kit mailed to you next day from Amazon. Finger prick, mail it in. You'll get a phone call from a third party telling you what your levels were.
Yo, that's
so they'll tell
insane.
You, hey, your levels are high. You should reach out to your primary care provider, or your levels are normal.
You're good to go.
Following, So super simple. And what's so cool is, say you get the phone call where it says your levels are high, you need to reach out to your primary care provider. One, now you know, and you can get it taken care of. But two, treating it isn't really bad either. There are steps you have to take.
For sure.
Nobody wants to hear you have cancer, no matter how easy it was. My mom found out she had breast cancer, and they were like, we're going to have surgery, because we called it was very, very small. We called it super early.
Praise God for that.
Yeah. But still here you have cancer. It can be,
devastating.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So none of us want to hear that.
But it's better to know than to not know.
So,
and that's a weird stigma. Like, I don't think just black people struggle with that. People in general would rather
struggle with that.
With rather not knowing. Mm-hmm. And, my days are numbered. Yes, your days are numbered. But there are things you can prevent.
Yes.
Like,
yeah.
Wow, man.
So this gives us an opportunity to break this, and we're directing. We're doing a documentary called "Save the Homies" to go with it.
Okay.
So
dope.
Yeah. So in the goal of the documentary is to tell that story of black men in community. What it looks like. What does it look like to?
Yeah.
Yes, we're saying save the homies, but what does it look like to save our black fathers, mentors, and community leaders?
Two things on that. One, I just want to say you are very much so. You don't just say it; you live it out. I remember, like, you have been trying to connect with me personally as a fellow black man for a while, and then you saw me reffing one of your son games. You're like, nah, I'm going to meet that brother right where he at. So you practice what you preach, and I appreciate that as a fellow man, like, in understanding manhood is important in community.
Yeah, 100%.
I appreciate just you not just talking about it. You actually is that in real life. So kudos to you for that. And then second, back to the event. You have to be 40 years old to go.
No,
40 or older.
Any man can go.
Okay,
You want men
I just
to
want
be
to
in
clarify
community.
that. Yeah.
But in order to get the card, you got to be
40.
You got to be 40 or older as a black man. Yeah.
But it would be good. Like, I'm 31. It would be good to see younger men like 25, 20, 30 pushing this event and promoting this.
Yes, 100%.
Because it also gives them the opportunity to be like, okay, when that clock hit 40, I need to be on my stuff, being preventable. So, no, that's good. Okay. I just wanted to clarify that piece. Yeah, no, absolutely.
Any brother can come and hang out and
what time is the event again, and what day?
The event is September 13th. It's a Saturday from 9 to 1 o'clock.
9 to 1. Where we at?
We'll be at Hope Elam.
Oh, beautiful. Yep, right in the heart of the city.
Right in the heart of the city. Hope Elam. We'll have Gigi's Chicken and Waffles. They'll have some wings for it.
Yeah.
We're kind of promoting it as a tailgate.
Absolutely.
So we'll have football on the screen.
Yeah.
The homie Lewis Fountain's going to be speaking. He's going to close it out to speak about his. I don't know what he's going to say. Lord knows what Lewis is going to say.
He had a journey, though.
He had a journey, and it's going to be. And the thing is, with Save the Homies, yes, we're starting with prostate cancer. Because when people are listening to this, they're like, well, if they know Lewis, they know he didn't have prostate cancer. But he has a cancer journey, and he's a black man in our community, a strong black man in our community. He has something to say, and people need to listen. So, like, the goal of Save the Homies in general, as though we're right now, this first initiative is prostate cancer. But Save the Homies down the line could be prostate cancer and mental health. It could be prostate cancer and colon cancer. It can be whatever we want it to be.
No, for sure.
But the main goal is that black men's health is at the forefront, at the top of it.
Yeah, no, for sure, absolutely. That speaks that's speaking like my language, 100%. Like, I'm very passionate for all my friends, my family about fitness. Like, people to where a point to sometimes people in my family don't understand it, but the results on having muscles. I'm not saying being a bodybuilder. I'm saying having muscles and being fit and being in shape. Like, that's power in training and fitness. It could prevent a lot of these things that's down the line. You can rewrite your history. Like, for me personally, on my dad's side of the family, my uncle, my oldest uncle, the oldest person in my dad's side of the family at this point, just passed. He's 61. Uncle Chester, rest in peace. Men in my dad's side don't live. 61 is not a long life.
61 is not.
It's not a long life. So I'm very passionate about just changing that trajectory in my family. It's like being there for not even having a goal for 60 years. My goal is to hold my son's kid's son in my hand, and be cognitive and be able to function. But anytime I get a chance to support any type of cancer. Related to men's, women, no matter related to health in general, and our community is doing a better job at pushing and promoting fitness, but that's a big piece of it. It's like diet, yes, but movement, like we talked about earlier.
Movement.
At all ages.
At all ages. And something I like to preach to with the individuals that I serve, especially kind of the older generation, is as we get older, muscle retention
yes.
important, right? The more you can we lose muscle as we age.
Absolutely.
The more you can maintain muscle mass, the healthier and the longer longevity is the key, right? Longevity, like you're just talking about, longevity is the goal.
Yeah.
So you can do that by, lifting heavy off as much as you can.
100%.
Having a plan, all that stuff. But
100%.
As you get older, because a lot of people, when we think about weightlifting, if you were never an athlete, if you were just kind of outside of the gym,
it's scary.
When you think lifting weights, that's your mind goes to, I don't want to look like,
you know how hard it is to look like
Coleman
that,
or something.
You know how hard it is to look like that, yo.
Yeah.
You know how many weights I lift? I don't look close to that.
Ain't enough steroids in the world.
No. Yeah. Exactly,
right?
Bro.
But it's all about muscle retention.
Yes.
And the more muscle you can retain, the healthier and the happier your life will be as you get older.
Let's kind of land the plane here. I want to discuss your other podcast, and this one I'm really excited about this one because, this is I'm a health nerd, but this is my favorite one that you do. Let's talk about the coffee shop one.
Coffee can't fix everything.
Coffee can't fix everything. There we go.
Yeah, man, that was one where I wanted to have more mental health conversations.
Yes,
I did. I was like, man, I want to have. But I didn't feel like it fit with the Healthy Project. Like we said earlier, I'm having a lot of public health professionals, a lot of healthcare professionals. I did have a few homies on there talking about mental health.
Yes.
But I'm like, it just didn't feel like they belong.
That's a bad feeling as a host when you leave. You're like, this don't feel right.
This doesn't feel right.
So this prompted you to...
I want to do another podcast.
Love it.
I'm sitting there at the Slowdown where I go. It's really close to my work, so I go there often. And I was like, I want to do a podcast about mental health. And I wanted to let me do it here. So I talked to Drew. I was like, hey.
He's so dope.
And I was like, hey, I got this idea for a podcast about mental health and coffee. Because I had thought of the name all right. I'm sitting there drinking coffee and boom. Oh, that's a dope name. Let's go with it. And he was like, yeah, you can do it. Let us know when. We'll block off the couch for you. And so after that, it was like, okay, cool. And coffee can't fix everything. Why I think it's one of my favorite podcasts I do too. And I think why I love it so much is one, I have anybody, if you want to talk about mental health, we can talk about it.
Yeah.
It's not scripted. It's not.
It's just flow.
It's just flow. I don't tell the guests what I want to talk about until they get there, because half the time I don't really. Where's my heart at? I'm like, you know what? I kind of want to talk about consistency or trauma or whatever. And it doesn't. You don't have to be. I've only had 2 licensed mental health therapists on the coffee show, and they were both my homies.
What was one, Kayla?
Kayla Bell Consolver.
That's my
and
dog.
Brianne Ward.
Okay.
Those are the only 2 I've ever had on there. And everybody else is just your average person that works, and we just talking.
Yeah, we just living. We out here living.
Just living.
We out here living, man.
That's what I love about it, is because it doesn't have to be your job to talk about mental health. We were talking. People go through struggles. And people learn from other people going through those struggles. Not everything you learn is from somebody who's an expert in that.
It's true.
You know what I'm saying? I could, not to be funny, you can learn a lot from a homeless person.
100%.
You can learn a lot from somebody that had challenges in their life. Yeah. And maybe not have it all together just yet.
Yep.
You can learn a lot. So that's what I really enjoy about the coffee show.
That's awesome, man. I love the simplicity of it. The not super detailed structure. You might get somebody who walked through the camera. You might get
you get it all.
Yeah. I love the authenticity of it. When I used to shoot my podcast on 6th Ave at Good Vibes Yoga, the old yoga studio, I loved it there because, like, the window that I shot in front of, a homeless person might come by. Fire trucks always came by, EMTs, and it felt a lot more like, this is the heart of Des Moines. Like, this is really it. And the Slowdown is in a great location. The owner, his name is Drew.
Yeah, Drew.
He's dope, man. He's so, like, I love what they're trying to do with that Highland Park area right now as they continue to pour money into it and revamp it a lot. I think they're trying to get, like, some like small like bar scenes out there too.
They got some bar scenes out there. And the speakeasies coming.
The speakeasies, and then Highland Park Bakery got me in the head. We had lunch at the Lachelle's over there in the Fits. Yeah, no, they're really juicing. I actually get my hair braided right there in that area by Kale. She do my hair. She right across from the Slowdown, but it's a really good area. So I'm happy to see that you invested in it by bringing conversations there, and just the people in the community there are so beautiful. Like, those are my people. Like, when I'm in Highland Park, I feel like, oh yeah, those are my people. No disrespect, I'm a South Sider through and through now that I've been here. We holding down the South, but I really appreciate the beauty of Highland Park area, man. For real,
it's cool. It's cool, like you said, like hearing, when I hear back, I was kind of concerned at first. Because,
naturally,
because you hear the grinder, you know what I'm saying. You hear people's conversations sometimes. People walking through, whatever the case may be. And it's like, I wanted that. I wanted that energy and that vibe. I wanted people to hear that
for
stuff.
sure.
So it kind of immerses you into the coffee shop. But I'm like, I want to immerse you there, but I don't want it to distract you from the conversation.
Yeah.
So I was always kind of like, I like it, but we'll see how it goes. But so far, it hasn't been a problem. And it's just been something that, hopefully we can continue to grow and keep doing more and more of.
Well, I love it. Well, man, I got a few wrap-up questions for you. This has been a fun conversation. I feel like I could talk to my cousin for 12 hours, and I want to be respectful of your time, man. I don't think I mentioned this at the beginning, but very appreciative of you agreeing to sit down today and do this. This is awesome. I appreciate it.
Man. I've been seeing you work for a minute, man. So it's nice to finally make it. We've already made it happen with the podcast, Cousins.
For sure.
Officially on the Minds podcast.
Yeah, this is going. We're honored to have you here. All right. So my first question for you: if listeners take away just one thing from this conversation today, what do you hope it is?
Well, honestly, first thing comes in my head is what I hope they take away is the importance of having good people around you, and that means whether that means through mentorship and just through the relationships that you have, right? Like I got a brother right here. Like, I know if you need something, best way I can help, I can do that. You know what I'm saying? Like,
and you've done that before.
Yeah.
Like,
so
time after time.
There are things that we're in community together.
Yep.
Right? So doing this on a weekend, this is easy work.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
I'm pulling up on the homie.
I'm pulling up on the homie.
It's straight up.
You know what I'm saying? So that's easy. And it's my wife, she don't mind. She like, hey, I'm going to do the podcast. Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
This is like, because when you surround yourself by good people, right? If my wife wasn't about, hey, bro, we're gonna have to
reschedule that. Dial it back.
Yeah,
I give that same honor to my wife all the time. Like, a lot of the things I do, like even my training, I train kids here in the garage to get them stronger and ready for their season, and like doing the podcast is a lot. I'm just like, I tell always, hey, thank you for like allowing this doesn't happen without you.
So like having those types of relationships with people around you is important. So I hope they get that from this, and also just in whatever that you're doing, whether it be if it's an important decision, if it's an important conversation, just having a mentor and being consistent with that, just having people in your life and mentorship in your life so you can improve not only your life but someone else's.
I love that. No, that's beautiful. All right, what is one book, podcast, or resource that has significantly shaped your leadership journey? And no, you cannot say you're a podcast. No. But you can pick between a book, podcast, or a resource that kind of shape your journey.
There's this book that I had just started reading a few weeks ago. It's called Tribe, and I am. Let me find the homeboy's name.
Yeah. Give him his proper due.
Yeah, he's a very well known
author.
Yes, and like a marketing genius.
Is it
Seth Godin?
Yeah,
Seth
I heard
Godin.
him before. Yeah,
Tribes, and the book is about the importance of building your own tribe.
Yeah.
And the simplicity and why that's important.
Mm-hmm.
And as someone that I'm trying to. Someone who considers himself a community leader who wants to build community, Save the Homies is a community initiative, right?
Yes.
So as I'm trying to get more involved and become an expert in what does it mean to be a community builder, these are the types of books that I'm reading now.
Yeah.
So Tribes is one of those books.
Love that.
By Seth
Godin.
I'm
going to check that one out.
Yeah.
I'm gonna check. I think his wife got a podcast too. I think I ran into some of their content before. I think her podcast with him is called Build Your Tribe or something like that.
And a podcast that I've been riding heavy with for years is the Secret to Success podcast.
Oh, yeah.
With ET.
I ain't gonna lie. After I listen to them boys, I'll be saying, bruh. But that goes to show that like you are the average of who you hang out with. And when you listening to a podcast, like when you listening to the Minds episode, you're hanging out with Corey and Juwan, and like so you're growing and you're becoming better, a version of yourself.
100%.
But that's a really strong podcast.
Yeah.
Like what's my boy? Not E.T. Doing his CJ get on my nerves sometimes. I ain't gonna lie to you. Man, I love you, CJ, and if we ever meet, I'm gonna tell you I love you with the depths of my heart. But bro, you get on my nerves sometimes. Respect, but it's just but that's a great podcast. It is. I agree. Last one for you, bro. What is one skill or habit you have previously worked on improving and consistently got better at?
So surprisingly, it's being able to reflective listen.
Break that down for the people who don't understand what that is.
Yeah, so reflective listening is simply being able to listen to somebody talk and at the same time be thinking of a follow-up question. Something. It sounds easy because it sounds you're just having a conversation, like you're having this back and forth. But in health coaching, I could be talking to someone that's talking about their diet and things like that. And I'm listening, but I'm also thinking, well, hey, you just said the last time that this happened. So now I'm like, okay, now I got to bring these 2 points together. So it's like just reflective listening. So being like, okay, I heard you. This is what I heard you say. Yes. Am I right? And just building off of that, because sometimes you be like, no, that's not what I meant when I said that. This is what I meant.
Yeah,
it's like,
you clearing the air too by doing that. Like you getting the understanding from both of y'all on one track.
So honestly, what's really improved my speaking and my listening and my reflective listening, podcasting.
100%.
Doing this,
100%.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know if I'm quite at 10,000 hours, but I put in hours, bruh.
Yeah.
Like.
That's good.
Putting in hours of doing this, you just get better. Man,
it's amazing when, like, at work when we got to do video stuff. Like yesterday, a training session I had regarding speaking, the first thing we had to do was record how you look. And he was like, "Oh, this normally get." I'm like, "Bro, I do podcasts. Like that camera. I know that camera's right there. I'm not even thinking. The only thing I'm thinking about is that camera's still on. Recording. Like I'm not worried. So no, that skill is important. No, that's good. And it can take you a long way.
It can take a long time. If you listen to my very first podcast episode ever, it sounds a whole lot different than the last one that just
it's I cringe every time I listen to it. But I go back and listen to the first one to see that progress. Like that one skill.
That's real.
Yeah, no, that's dope. Well, man, before I get you out of here, I'll let us know where we can find you, where we can find the podcast, Linktree or whatever. It'll be listed in the description below, so make sure y'all tune into that. But, yeah, man, just shout us out. Give us the plugs.
So, if you're on social media, so TikTok, LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, it's all Corey Dion Lewis, at Corey Dion Lewis. That's CoreyDion. Except for Facebook. My Facebook is Health Coach Lou. I didn't get that changed yet. But everything else from LinkedIn to YouTube is Corey Dion Lewis. You can find me there.
Love it. Websites? Any websites?
Yeah. So for your public health and healthcare content outside of the the podcast stuff, you can find their podcast episodes there. But if you go to healthyproject.co, you can get the podcast episodes, but also other content around prevention that we have there. And then we have our SaveTheHomies.com. If you want to learn more about what we're doing with Save the Homies, get some behind the scenes from the documentary, from Save the Homies Day, you can go there. And then our nonprofit, My City, My Health, you go to mycity.health, and you can learn more about that, see who our guest speakers are this year for the conference, and what we're doing in that space.
Dope. Well, it's been way too long. Overdue.
Yes, brother.
Corey Lewis.
Appreciate you.
Pleasure. Hey, September 13th, 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Hope Elam. Say the Homies. Be there, be square. Yes. Appreciate it, brother. Thank you guys so much for tuning in and making it all the way to the end of today's episode with Corey. To stay connected and find more resources, please be sure to visit JawanHakeem.com. If you found value in today's conversation, please leave a 5-star review wherever you listen to your podcast at. It'll be a big help to continue to get the Minds with Hakeem podcast in front of more people like yourself. Until next time, and take care and keep building yourself up.